one of the greatest games of modern times.
One of the most impressive pieces of media in history.
Meticulously polished open world ode to the outlaw era. Looking for one of this generation's very best single-player action experiences? Here's your Huckleberry.
It's a 9 out of 10 with an easy, badass seal of approval.
There's one thing that Red Dead Redemption 2 knows, is that it's never too late to try to do better.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is a certified GOAT.
A game with over 175 Game of the Year awards. A game that is extremely highly rated by YouTube reviewers and Google reviewers. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Red Dead Redemption 2. And is it still worth your money in 2023? Hey guys, Game11 here, and today I'm gonna be talking about one of my personal favorite games, Red Dead Redemption 2, and whether it's still worth it in 2023. Now before I start this video, I would quickly like to wish everyone watching this a very happy new year. I hope you guys have a great year ahead of you. So the way I'm gonna be rating this game is I shall give a rating from 0 to 10, 0 obviously being the lowest and 10 being the highest for the story, the open world, the gameplay, the graphics and sound design, as well as the performance. After that, I will average the total score and give you my final rating for what I think this game is. So to kick things off, I shall talk about the story. Now don't worry, I will not be giving any spoilers, I am not that evil. So basically the story is about Arthur Morgan and the Vandalin gang who are forced to flee because of a robbery that went totally wrong in the town of Blackwater. Now Arthur Morgan is the main character in this game and he is an extremely likable character. He has great sense of humor, he is an asshole at the start, and as the game progresses you can slowly see him redeeming himself. Now the story itself is actually quite interesting. There are some twists and turns and some quite predictable parts. There was this one part particularly in the story which I did not enjoy. I can't remember what chapter exactly, but if you played this game you would understand what I'm talking about. So this chapter I really felt was really unnecessary and irrelevant, and I don't even know why it was there. I was just like, I just wanted it to finish. So the total score I would give the story is a solid 8 out of 10. It is good, but there is some certain parts that just feels kinda Now the open world of the game is my favorite thing about this game. Long story short, the open world is amazing. It is a living, breathing world which just feels so alive. This is because of the side missions which feels really organic and seamless, because you tend to meet different types of people while traveling around, and the way you meet them, there's no like checkpoint like, oh you go here and you'll meet this. It's just completely random. There's actually this rule in game development called the 40-second rule, in which every 40 seconds something must happen to keep the player engaged with the game. And Rockstar knocks this out of the park with its moment-to-moment activities, such as a pack of wolves fighting a bear in the mountains or helping random people in the world. One of my favorite things about this game is that if you help an NPC, the game would actually remember, and the NPC will reward you with something if you meet them in one of the cities that you so happen to go to. For example, if I help someone who probably got snake venom in his body and I help him get him out, later in the game if I see him in like the town of Strawberry for example, he'll be like, "Hey partner, thank you for saving my life. Let me buy you something from the gun shop." Yeah, that's a terrible impression, but you get what I mean. All these minute details makes this world feel so immersive, and it's just a really fun place to lose yourself in. There are so many side activities such as fishing, which is my personal favorite. Just like something about it, like the music that starts playing while you're fishing, the ambiance of the game, the sound, the graphics, they all just make this such a relaxing thing to do, and I love to do it for fun. There are also many games such as poker, dominoes, 5-finger roulette, and the list just goes on. You can play with NPCs or you can even play with your gang members. There are also activities such as bounty hunting and robberies. So I would give the open world a solid 10 out of 10. This is definitely one of the best, if not the best open world in the entire video game industry in my opinion. So the gameplay is something that not many people would like, but it's something you definitely do get used to. It is quite slow and clunky, and I think Rockstar intentionally made it this way to like increase your immersiveness, and I feel once you get used to it, it just works. You just get hooked on the game. There's stuff that you have to do such as feeding Arthur or feeding his horse, and like if you don't feed Arthur enough, if he becomes underfed, you can actually physically see him look look really thin and his stats would go down, or if you overfeed him, you can actually see him look really fat and his stats would go down. Another way, I think if he's fat, his like health goes up, but his stamina goes down. And the opposite if he's underfed. You even have to make sure that he is clean and showered, because if you're walking through like the town of Saint Denis, for example, people would actually like comment on you, and if you're in the wild, the predators can actually smell it, so it's always good to keep your Arthur clean. You also have to make sure that Arthur has warm enough clothes when he is in the colder climates, such as on top of the mountain. There's also some fun little things like hair dynamically growing, and you have to ensure that he's always well trimmed, if not he will look like some scrub from the gutters or something. So I would give the gameplay 7 out of 10. It is good. It is something you get used to, but it's not for everyone. It is quite slow and clunky, but once you get used to it, I think you will have a really fun time with the game. Now moving on to the graphics and sound design, I think this game is one of the best looking games of all time. Even though it doesn't have ray tracing features, Red Dead Redemption 2's graphics still holds up to this day. In fact, I think it even looks better than most games that are out right now. I'm not even joking. The way how the characters move, the way how like the animals move, the way how the horse moves, the voice acting, the music, it all just makes this game so special. It makes a good game even better, so I would give the graphics and sound design a solid 10 out of 10. It is a masterpiece of graphics, and I'm really excited to see what Rockstar has up the sleeves for GTA 6 or whatever that comes out. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the performance. So I play on a gaming laptop and my specs are an i7 CPU and RTX 2070 GPU, and I have 16 GB of RAM. I get an average about 70 to 100 frames per second with DLSS on, and almost all my settings at max, as you guys can see in the background. I even actually played this game before DLSS was introduced. I think they only introduced it quite recently, and I used to get about 40 to 60 frames per second. So if you want to have like a nice smooth experience, I think DLSS is a must have if you're on PC. The bugs are quite minimal. I mean, I guess that's quite expected for a game that has been out for about what, 4 or 5 years now, which is quite crazy to think. So yeah, I would give the performance like 7 out of 10, because you actually need a slightly powerful computer in order to have best experience, and that can become quite expensive. So the game on sale is actually really worth it. I will be saying the price in Malaysian ringgit because that's where my country is from, so it's about 72 ringgit on sale, and at that price I think you should just buy it and try it out. I mean, it's such a good game, and I think you would not be disappointed, and you would feel that your 72 ringgit was well spent, and about 220 as its retail price, which I don't think is really worth it for a game that came out in 2018. And of course, these prices are on Steam, so other platforms may differ. So in conclusion, this game has a solid story. It probably is one of the best open worlds in all of video games. The gameplay is kind of slow and clunky, but it's something that you get used to it. The graphics are definitely one of the best in the industry. I think it still holds up very well up to this day. In fact, I think it looks even better than some games, as I said earlier. The performance is quite good, so I would give this about 8.4 out of 10, and it's a must buy on sale. So yeah, I would totally recommend this game on sale in 2023. It is one of my personal favorite games, and many people consider this game one of the best games of the previous generation, and I think you would not be disappointed at all for spending your money, especially when it's on sale, because trust me guys, it is really worth it. There's also a multiplayer section, but I'm not really sure how that goes because I never tried it out, but I did hear it's not very good, so I think you guys should just skip that. So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. A like and subscribe to the channel would be really appreciated. Let me know it down in the comment section. What are your thoughts and opinions on whether this game is worth in 2023? I'm really interested to know what other people think. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.